When they are saying our son was not sick, what are they saying? They are saying somebody has killed our son.
Hello viewers, welcome to News Beyond Headlines. This is a program that will bring you leaders from all political divides in the country. And today we are honored to host the Kenya National Union of Nurses Secretary General Seth Panyako. He is also one of the aspirants in the Malala by-elections. Karibu sana mheshimiwa.
Thank you.
Last time we had an interview, we talked about a whole lot of issues about nurses.
Yeah.
Today, let's talk about politics. Why did you decide to join politics?
Joining politics to me was not something that I had thought about. But in around 2015, 2014, I started getting involved in community work, assisting people here and there, paying school fees, helping young people, those with the soccer teams, giving them some keys, giving them balls and training materials across the county. And I was doing it just out of my goodwill because I was not planning to join politics. Assisting people in different ways. Sickness, I used to help up to 2017 when some people came from here in Kakamega County. I remember there were three people. So they came and they told me the intention was to come and ask me to come back home and vie. That is the wish of many people. And then I told them, okay, I will think about it. So I decided, let me call the wish of the people and leadership, the trade union and political leadership walk along. Because when you look at the history of Kenya, the founders of this country were all political leaders, were all trade union leaders. Tom Mboya, Mzee Jomo Kenyatta was the founder of the local government workers union then. Now it's called County Government Workers Union. We had people like Martin Shikuku, Francis Lubembe. We had Paul Kakia, Tom Mboya, the famous one, the one who did the session paper number 10 that is always quoted everywhere in this country. So, and in 1952, when state of emergency was declared and political activities were banned, trade unions movement came in through Federation of Kenya Labour and East African Workers Labour Workers Congress. They came in and they took over the struggle for independence, and they did that until Mzee Jomo Kenyatta was released and the emergency was lifted and we got independent, and that is how trade union of members or leaders have helped in participating in angering democracy and bringing independence across Africa. Even when you go to South Africa, the history of the independence of South Africa is anchored in the trade union movement, African National Congress. It played the critical role in ensuring that South Africa is free and is back to Africans. So it's at that time then I decided to go in through the then Orange Democratic Movement, and I vied for senator's seat, which I won. Of course, it was taken away. That's how I joined politics.
You won and it was taken away. So you say you believe that you won against Cleophas Malala? Yeah,
I won against him. I beat him thoroughly, but the system did not want me. You remember at that time, 2017, is when we had a national strike that lasted for 6 months. During that period of electioneering period, our members were on strike. And so I remember the president...
The nurses.
Yes, I remember the president having said that Panyako cannot be a senator when he has closed down our hospitals. And everybody cranked up against me, including my own brother. Francis Atoli did not want me at that time. We had Uparanya turned against me at the last minute. He assisted Malala in stealing my victory. Even my brother Kutima from my home turned up against me. They all assisted in stealing the victory. But I thank God for that, because, you know, there's time for everything. Maybe God had not agreed that I should be a leader at that time. And it has continued like that. The last generation, 2022, Malulu was number 3. I was number 1. But the Manyasi was number 2. But you see, he came from behind and he was given my victory. And when we went to court, of course, the president, they colluded. That's why I left UDA, for your information. One of the reasons why I left, because my own party colluded to have the judge deliver that, change the judgment. the judgment had been written in my favor, because whatever had happened in that election, even a class 2 child would have told you this election was not free and fair. But you see, the seals on the ballot boxes had been changed. Many things, some of the votes were not tallying, but you see, they just said the evidence was not enough, and they threw it away and told me to pay him. You
are in UDL at that time.
Yeah.
How would you say that the party colluded with now the opposition to deliver that verdict against you?
I know my party leader and then the president was not very easy about the issue of leaving that seat go, because he knew I had won. And he told himself in State House that, actually he apologized. He told me, I'm sorry, I left your seat to go, I know you won it.
He told you?
Yes, he told me
President
himself.
William Ruto told you that?
He told me himself, I'm sorry, I left your seat to go. But Mudavadi was very, very much concerned. He will go, he will kneel, he will cry before the president. He told the president, I only have 2 members of parliament. I only have this one for Isuka, and I have this one for Malala. If this one for Malala goes, I'll only have 1. Why can't you leave this one for me? Then they agreed to go and talk to the judge and give him something small of 3 million and let him change the judgment. They changed the judgment, and that's what happened. God allowed that to happen. And he had a reason why he allowed that to happen. Perhaps I was still not ready to be a leader in the eyes of God. So that's why a human being, you can have your own plans, but maybe the devil or God has his own plans. I don't know why that was the work of the devil or it was the work of God.
Those are very serious allegations, you know.
Yeah, and I say them without mincing my words, because no one has ever challenged anything I've ever said on media since I became a public figure. Nobody has ever challenged, because they know I speak the truth. And it's so painful when you beat somebody, when the people vote for you, you win an election, then they steal that election, you go to court, they go and bribe the judge, and then you lose, then the judge slams you with bills to pay when he knows clearly that he changed the judgment. That's the irony of this country. It's even better for the judge to throw away the matter and say each party to pay their own costs, because this is a matter of national importance. When you go to court, you don't go to court on your own behalf. You go on behalf of the people. I won that election. If I was number 3, 4 there, I'll have been said, now this one is a busybody. Let's assume that even I lost and I went to court. I was number 2 with a difference of 2,000 votes. Why will you slam me a bill of 3 million when I've just lost an election which has been stolen? It simply shows that the court system that deals with election petition has issues. And you have heard the president himself say, he was very much critical about the courts. Though we may not want to, we may criticize the courts where they go wrong. And on that particular instance, 2 instances, even in 2017, 2017 was worse because that was so clear. But the judge just threw away my matter. And
that was against Cleophas Malala.
Yes, in Kisumu. But she threw out my matter based on the same reasons that they had used to throw away Nani's matter, Martha Karwa's case. So when she threw out, like today, tomorrow, the Martha Karwa's appeal in the Court of Appeal went through, and it said it's not the responsibility of the candidate to give accurate votes. In any case, the candidate is contesting those votes. They are not correct. Because me, the votes that I took to court were the ones from the portal, IBC portal, because they refused to give me from 37C. Now I had to go to Court of Appeal. That is where it was more devastating. In the Court of Appeal, you know, my lawyer refused to file record of appeal. He was compromised. Because if I had a proper appeal on record, I would have won that case in the morning. Because there are 2 sets of from that 7C. Even on that file today, when you go, you'll see it. The one that filed by Chebukati and the gazettement. Chebukati gazetted 258,000 for Malala. But when you look at from that 7C that was signed in Kakamega by the county returning officer, it says Malala got 228,000. There's a whooping 30,000 difference. That one alone, that matter is over. But you can see how our system works.
So what was the difference of votes between yourself and Malala's at that time?
What was given to me was 198,000 and him 228,000. But what was gazetted in Nairobi was 258. The votes were still running. I think you had that thing of the vote was still running. So Chebukati used the portal to register. He didn't know that the portal had different votes from the one of that 7C.
Okay.
So mine remained 198, but Malala's vote continued running. So until the time they were gazetting, after a few days, he had 258,000. I had 198,000. And yet what was in Kakamega was 198 against 228. So there was a whooping difference of 30,000 votes. And when they saw that, they said, this can't happen. If we go to Court of Appeal, we lost it. In fact, they were saying we lost it. But before even the judgment was delivered, they said, this one we have won. It's very, then again, you are slammed with cost. I feel these two churches they are not human beings. When you have denied somebody his right, the only one I agree was the Court of Appeal, because Court of Appeal, there was no Court of Appeal. So you see, the court will simply dismiss it, because if there's no record of appeal, even they compromised everything, even the typed proceedings which are supposed to be read every day. Up to now, I've never seen the typed proceedings. Up to now, as I'm sitting here.
Since 2017.
Since 2017.
Okay.
They are not on record, even if we went there today. And that's why some of us feel like we needed to go to Parliament to look at some of these laws and make them very strict, and even give the powers for out-of-court review or audit of the matters in court. Like my case is a clear case of audit. If it was audited, it would be found that somebody was compromised somewhere to deny me justice and slam me with cost. It's so painful when the wish of the people is taken away, and also and then the person who is carrying the will of those people is being frustrated and being intimidated, just being told, next time, don't come back here. And indeed, if I don't make it and I'm a for Pitts in this by-election, I will never go to court.